Hi, Emma.
Hello.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Well, I'm in a bit of a funk, but I'll get through it, I'm sure.
Oh, well, we're going to have like an open forum tonight. It's just questions and answers and feedback. Just sometimes you need that as well, just to breathe in and breathe out, let it out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, we'll go around the group anyway. You'll be fine. Actually, just reminded me, I want to bring up your thing on the call tonight on Zoom. On the 9 p.m. Zoom. You still okay for me to mention that?
I can't remember, so yes.
The clothing, stitches, words and garments.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Cool.
And can I share, I had an eye appointment today, and with all my health issues, usually they're rubbish, but they haven't changed for 2 years. So I am putting it down to help with the 30 days. Yay! But it's obviously, he said I may need reading glasses, but that's just my age. So I was like, he goes, here's the prescription just in case you want them. That was it.
Perfect. I love it. I love it.
But they said considering everything else that's wrong with me, they were expecting more damage.
Right.
So it's cool, isn't it?
That's amazing.
I know.
Right. I can see Claire. Hi, Claire.
Hi, sorry, I jumped on and I had the boy call me again, so I had to run back upstairs. How are you both?
Oh, that's okay. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Claire.
Oh, it's Leslie. Hi.
We have a nice open forum, relaxed environment tonight. None of this wah, 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 wah until I get onto Nation Zoom. Wah, wah. And I can see Rebecca's joined us. Lovely Rebecca. Hi,
hello.
Gorgeous. She's eating. And who's Galaxy SA? Is that Maritza? Oh, is that? Who's that? Laura! Hey, Laura, how are you? Good to see you.
There you go. Hi.
Hey, how are you? Oh, cool. Good to see you join us. We're having a very kind of informal, just open forum, because I think sometimes it's great to do training, but I do sometimes think you just miss engaging in personal things and how we're feeling and ideas and, you know, just kind of brainstorming as well. So hence tonight is questions and answers. But I also was speaking to, I think it was Maritza or Joanne, who had some questions about her business, and I said, come on, and then we can share that. And just go through all, you know, what people do, what works, what doesn't work kind of thing. So anyway, we'll get started. So today is, I can't quite believe it, it is Monday the 29th of October. Like, oh my gosh, like 2 months to go, and then it's 2019. Where's it going? Where is it going? And we are in massive momentum. And I will be sharing, I think the Zoom tonight is, well, I think I have 15 or 16 slides of new names to announce tonight alone. I always do like the web stats, do numbers on Friday, and then I don't look at them over the weekend. And I go back on the Monday, we jumped by 100 people in 2 days.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
What number do you want then, as a nation? What? How?
I'll tell you exactly what we are. I'll go into my...
I mean, like new people.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we are. New people, we are. I'm going to my... I love this Office app, right? It's brilliant. Okay.
300 and something.
No, a bit more than that. We're on 443 people.
Oh my.
And we're on $250,000 in sales. We've hit the 250.
Amazing.
So yeah,
that's crazy.
You could just imagine, you know, you say to somebody, yeah, so I had a one-to-one today, and this girl said, no, that's fine. And she said, I'd added her into some groups, Hello Future, and I think I'd added her into Getting Started because she's a square, so she wanted every inside out information. And I said to her, that's fine. She said, I want to, you know, January is going to be better timing. And I said, well, that's fine. Life is timing. So I said, okay. I said, are you still okay to stay in those groups? And she was like, I don't like the Hello Future, but I like the Getting Started, because she just wants, she doesn't like all the blah. So I was like, fine. And then I talked about the 30 days. So she's in that group. So I took her out of one, added her in one to keep her in the loop. And then there and then I made an appointment to meet with her in January as well. So I sat with my diary, said, hey, when is good? You know, we can get together. I said, and look, even if you decide in January it's still not the right timing, let's meet up anyway and just connect. So, you know, I think with the no's, it's like finding out really why the no is there and asking, you know, if it is timing, can I come back, you know, and ask again in 6 months? But she was quite, she would have been amazing. She was this good. We walked out Costa and there was a white Mercedes Cabriolet to the right. And I said, there's your car right there. I said, that is a universe. That's your sign. And she went, because she wants a Cabriolet. And she said, I thought that was your car. I'm like, no, that's your car. And she was a bit like, oh, I said, that's how it is. So anyway, why am I saying that? Because I told her, she said, so how much is your business turned over, you know, this month? And I went, $250,000.
That's amazing.
She was like, what, 1 month? I'm like, yeah, not get paid on that. Well, I do get paid a percentage on that, but that's how much we are now turning over, which is just, isn't that mind-blowing? But isn't that why we do what we do? Because we're growing ourselves and we're growing our team and all the rest of it. So yeah, just mental. So over the 2 days that weekend, 100 people joined our team. Now I know not all of them are doing the business, but it's massive, and that will stop, by the way. There will be no free signups. This is Don Johnson did a call for the MVPs, and she said that's it after this month. So it's like go all out, play all in, as Debbie Neal would say. So cool. All right, let's go round and just Marie Louise. Did we talk about questions and answers with you, or was it? It was, wasn't it? Yay. Okay, I'm gonna let you go first then, lovely, because I couldn't remember who I'd been speaking to.
Okay, can you hear me? Have I unmuted myself? Okay. Yeah, so we were talking about the whole sign up, and obviously we've been really lucky in that we've had 2 months where it was it 3 months where we had £30 sign up, which was really exciting, and then they've, you know, really sort of given us that bonus of having, you know, complete free sign up. So obviously we've been kind of used to being able to offer such a great deal. So my question when we were having a chat was, how do we go back to, you know, for those people who timing really it wasn't right for them, that it's still such a great offer, that it's still a great opportunity, or like how to explain the value of the £56, of like reminding ourselves about that, because I think it's really easy, or it's easier to sell it when it's free. You know, there's not much to lose there, is there? So yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool. I would say, would somebody just put the Zoom ID on the group chat from Maritza, because she's just pinged up and she's asking for the Zoom ID. So who's there?
Has.
Oh, thanks. Okay, cool. For me, you know, it's like anything. I suppose these special offers get you into momentum, don't they? And they create that surge. And I remember people always complaining, okay, we're flat rate shipping now, £5.50 to the end of the year. But I always remember people saying before, if you spend over £200, it was £10. And increments, you know, went, you know, in 4 increments, and people would be, oh, it should be less. And my answer to that would be, well, you know, we're not having to pay on the weight. In the States, the postage package is on the weight. So if you are ordering a 30 days, you're paying on the weight. So for us, we have a great deal. So I think it's finding something like that to say, look, yes, it isn't like free anymore, but it still is value and it still is an investment. And I think that it will stay. You know how you can buy those extra packs now for £30? You know how you get the deal? I think that's where it's going to become. I have a feeling that maybe, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. So I think it's about saying, look, you're still getting this great discount. You know, you're still going to get this gift, which is more than your first order for £150, which is roughly £65, you know, if you got the Intelligence Genius. So I think it's just a matter of saying that don't forget how good Arbonne look after us. The fact that it is £5.50 flat rate, The fact that, you know, we have this free gift to choose from that is more value than your first order. And the fact that you've got now the potential to run a successful business. So to me, £20 difference, what is £20? You know, I don't know. I don't feel that I'm still going out with the same passion and the same message.
Yeah, conviction.
Yeah. Anyone else want to help with that question?
Have a look into other franchising things. That's something else they might be interested in, because we looked at doing a cake sandwich shop, and it was like 15,000 to start. So £56 is nothing in the big scale of things for a business, and just you're going to get that back within 6 months if you do the work anyway, minimum, really, aren't you? So see if there's something else that, you know, if they had their dream job, what would it be? Because there's the franchises, you can just Google franchises.
Yeah, that's a good one, Emma. Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm just saying what you get for the signing up, just incorporating with the sale rather than think it's an additional thing. Just say, yeah, this is the price. This gets you set up. This gets you your website, your free gifts, you know what I mean? So it's just having that, like Fiona said, that conviction and passion. It's like, it's amazing that you can join for that amount of money. Like, it's really cheap. Like, so don't always focus on the like negative, really. It's just like, it's amazing that you can join for that price, really, I would say.
Yeah. And I think as well, Marie Louise, when you joined, it was £56. You didn't join in a discount, did you? I definitely didn't. I think most people here didn't, but are we bothered by that? The fact that somebody's come in for free and we haven't? No, because, you know, we've benefited in ways bigger than a £56 joining fee, haven't we? You know, it's like when you do good for somebody, it's going to come back, but normally it doesn't come back from that person. It comes back threefold, you know, from different people that you probably wouldn't expect it to, if that makes sense. Does that help, Marie Louise? Have you got anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I mean, Fiona, you and I, we've been talking about, you know, sort of my progress and my sort of real weakness, or the area where I've needed to grow the most has been the kind of sponsoring side. So even though we've had this great opportunity, you know, this gift of £30 sign up and then, you know, the free, I've not made it the full use of it, and that's more down to where I'm at with my personal development and being able to share it. And it's only sort of in this last week or so that there's been these shifts that I guess it means that I'm at the point where I'm not really that bothered, really, that we're not got such a great deal anymore, because I feel very different about talking about the business opportunity and that side of it anyway. Mm-hmm. But it's just interesting, just as more of a general question for people who maybe are newer consultants, who maybe all they've ever known is being in this special offer, or they signed up on the special offer. But it has helped, you know, remind us all about and me about that.
Yeah, super. Thank you, my lovely. Right, yeah. We're going to go around then, because I know some of you may have questions and some may not have any questions, or thoughts or ideas, or just, you know, being open. So I'm going to, who would like to go next rather than me dictate?
Fiona. I will.
Oh, who's that? Joanne. Go on, Joanne.
Hi, all I wanted to say was, at the end of the day, it's only a £30 saving at the moment. Really.
Yeah.
Nothing, it's not, you know, it's not a £56 saving, it's a £30 saving. And anybody that's serious about this business would not be bothered about 30 quid.
Yeah. So. And I think sometimes what I find is people don't maybe have the necessarily the money to invest. I mean, I did invest. I saw it as an investment. Mm-hmm. What I say to people, that's fine. Let's swap banks' money for sweat equities. So if you aren't able to invest in, let's say, your products at the start, if we do a minimum of 4 launches for you in the first month, then I'm going to bring my products. We're going to, you're going to get samples in your pack anyway, so you can give that out straight away. That's 10 people. You can, it doesn't have to be always a full size. We love the full size, but at the beginning, let's say, and then the money that you'll make on the night, because we're going to sell products as well as, talk about the business. But for me, it's hands-on right on money, and consultants can earn 6%. So I'm about saying, okay, everything we do on the night, that money we earn, we're going to reinvest that into your business. And that's going to end up you getting all your products to give to people. And I think sometimes as well, when we say the starting fee is this, but actually the money is where you invest in the products you bring in. And I always remember an example about your Busy Bees. And so I know I joined on the gold bags, but it still makes sense, because if you invest in one bag and that's out to 5, let's say you're giving that to one person, so they've got it for 5 days. In the space of 30 days, you've only got 5 fives. So you've only got exposure of 5 times in that gold bag. But if you were to invest into, let's say 5, not all gold bags, let's say prep work and, baby range, then what's happening is these Busy Bees, which are employees, are getting out a lot quicker, back and forth. This is on one-to-ones, obviously. And so therefore you're going to be seeing a lot of people, and so therefore the law of averages is going to be increased. So then the amount of exposures and the more potential for people to join your team, if you're leading with the business as well, rather than hiding behind the products, which I think a lot of us, including me, I was scared at the start, and I did hide behind the products. I had no problem sharing the products. I love the fact I could give free products to people to try. I love the fact that people would be like, oh my God, you mean like this full range? Like, do I have to pay you money to try this? No. I had no problem with that. I was much more awkward getting the bag back and asking for a follow-up. I hated asking, so would you like to buy? That was so hard for me early days. And when you think about the person you were at the start, like Marie-Louise said, the skill set you're moving on, you're growing into your own personal development and your team, and you're growing through that. You look back and it seems like it was such a big block for me at the start. Like, I really hated it. I hated it. But you know what? These people are buying these products anyway, but these are just healthy choices. And I got over that barrier. So I think all these barriers that you guys are facing, I think it's just a matter of finding a way not to feel like it's a barrier. If we say water's coming down in a stream and there's a big rock, it doesn't stop and bring all its power to push the rock out the way. It goes over, under, around, it finds a way. And that free flowing is really what we want to do with Arbonne. We, not to look at something as a big obstacle, because we build stories in our heads that shakes our belief system up and makes us feel that we're not worthy, or we're not good enough, or we haven't got the right skills, whereas actually the products are solid, the business is solid, the team is solid now. And I love the fact, I remember, Jennifer Cowie is having her car presentation on the 2nd of December, and Carol Sutton-Houghton had hers on the December the 3rd last year. I remember asking VPs to come, because the more, Mercedes you have in the lineup, it's nice, it's great for photos, it's great for that, showing people on social media. And yet no other VP came from any other success line. But I stood back at her car presentation, went, do you know what? We have enough Mercedes. We actually don't need anyone else to come along now. We have 8 white Mercedes in our team now, and we'll get 9, and we'll probably have 10 by the end of this year. So we've built this, and I'm so proud of that. So, it's focusing on what you can become rather than who you are, and stepping, and sort of stepping over these obstacles that really don't exist outside of your mind. If that makes sense. So. Anybody else?
I had something to share, guys.
Laura.
I like to talk. Not really. Okay then, so the biggest tip that I found just recently on Facebook stories, when you're interacting with posts and putting stuff like 30 days, have you tried the shakes, do you love them? And people say, haven't tried them. You need to message them straight away. I'd say you've got a 24-hour window to get in front of them. If they're pointing and interacting on the post, you want to be getting in touch with them like sharpish. So I give you a couple of examples what's happened last week for me, which resulted in me having new sign-ups straight away because I took action within 24 hours rather than going, leave it. Just have to get on it and just get in a pattern and a mindset that as soon as someone is interacting and biting for the business or the product, you've got to act within 24 hours as a rule. So I went down to the pub the other day. It was my friend's birthday. Quickly nipped in. I didn't want to go. I was like, I'm just going to go anyway. Just because I thought networking and just get out there and see who was there. Then I sit next to somebody who is a network marketing junkie who loves everything about network marketing, comes from Hong Kong. She's like, I can be your first one in Hong Kong. I was like, yeah, bro. She's got a UK address, so off you go. And then she's like, then she messaged me the next day and she went, I want some makeup. So I was like, okay. I was like, are you free later on? She was like, yeah. So I acted straight away, got an order, done, bam. And then today I put a post about this protein shake saying, have you tried, who loves shakes? Hold on a minute, sorry. My phone's just gone weird. Who loves shakes? And someone put, yeah, yummy, love, and then other ones I haven't tried. So I've gone through the people who said haven't tried, and I have created, hold on, I'll show you, wait. So I've brought, I was thinking, because I've got the salon down in town, I prepared protein shakes for people to try and put it in a beaker. So I made it all up ready. These two business guys in town who I know in the shop, took him some vanilla and a chocolate protein, already made up with nice ice cream, with nice healthy paper straw, so it's all eco-friendly, and they text me saying, I want a shake. So it's just because I acted straight away that resulted in me getting an order rather than going, oh yeah, they liked it and just left it. So my message is, if someone has a little bit of interaction, you've got to act within 24 hours.
Yeah, thank you. That is such a good one, because I know as well, follow up. Like everybody, how many exposures, and then how long do you leave the time between following up? And people are scared if they do it too soon, but actually their interest is at the highest, at the peak in the first 24 hours. And after that, because I know if I go away and I've got somebody like this girl today, she was really keen to do Arbonne, and I went to Jamaica, and I knew that was too long for me to be away from her. I knew it. I mean, I know with Sylvia, when I met Sylvia, I met her at a party, and I could just tell she was asking all the right questions. She had a good in-depth knowledge about, products anyway, ingredients and that, and nasties. So on that night, I said to her, here, like I literally had all my products for the launch, because I was launching this other girl. And I said, here, you have them. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, take them all. Try them all. I want you to try them all, because you know what you're talking about, and I know you'll love these products. And she took them away. And then I met up with her 4 days later, I think. I think 3 days is maybe a bit too short. I don't know. I prefer 4 to 5 days. And we sat there, and I said, what did you think? And she said, I love it. And I said, are you ready to are you ready to start Arbonne? I didn't say business, because that scares so many people. I just said, are you ready to start Arbonne? Now, what does that mean in her mind? Start Arbonne, start the business, or start buying the products at discount? She said, start Arbonne. And she was like, yeah. And she signed up straight away. So
definitely, like I say, another great, and another person who messaged me saying, oh, what's this thing that you're doing? I need to speak to you about Arbonne. I was with her. I went and seen her within 24 hours, and she joined. So there is something about acting, and it actually makes you. I get so many comments because if taking action quick makes you as a consultant, as a business person, really respectable. Because if you were going into a normal business and saying that you wanted a sample drop, like some people like a week, 2 weeks, then it could bother. If you can get within 24 hours, you're beating your competitors, because none of them can be asked to do it. So you're going to be flying first and think, oh, she's on it, she knows what she's doing, she's got the products, she looks professional, she knows what she's talking about, she's delivered it straight away. So that just makes you, and you have the conviction and passion, and it's good when you're feeling like that, and you're going out to the world being the best version of you, knowing that you're providing these products and helping the world by showing up, being the best, and being in action. So yeah, all about taking action.
You're right, absolutely right. I know with Owen, Paul's son, he wanted to get a job. He wanted to get an apprenticeship, and he was going for an interview at Persimmons or something, I don't know. And I said to him, and I said, when you go into the interview, they are looking for you. It's not the other way around. You're in control of this interview. They want you, but you've just got to make sure that you're the right person. Find out the turnover, the annual turnover, find out the history, and he sat there and they asked him and he answered these questions and they were like, so of course he got the apprentice straight away, because who does that? So it's just going that extra bit, doing that extra bit more. And I know networking events, I have so many people, like, to me, networking is a handshake, and then the one-to-one afterwards is where I get a relationship built. But sometimes not everybody is a local person or can meet up with me within a month. So what I do is I'll have an R9 sample and I'll say, hey, I was wanting to give this to you at some point anyway. Would you take this and just trial it? Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback.
Right, so another example, quickly, sorry. So I've just spoke to a girl a minute ago while I'm on this Zoom call saying she wants loads of products for Christmas, I said, I'll come round in the morning, but she's busy. So I was like, okay, I'll drop the products off with your mum and then you can use it in your own time. So we're just problem solving. So technically she doesn't want to see me. She wants the product. So if I can get the products to her via mum in the morning, tick. That's where you just got to think outside the box. Don't think that's a no. Just think, right, okay, I've just got a problem solve. She doesn't want to see me directly, but I can still get the products to it in a different way. That's what I'm problem solving.
My neighbour buys at RE9, so she buys bits and bobs like eye cream and that, and she hadn't tried the Rescue Renew. So in the summertime, I went round there and I said, you know what? Because I'd seen her, like, her car coming back late at night and leaving early in the morning on my run. So I knew she'd been working hard, flat out. So I took her this, not a basket, we're not American, but a bag. And I said, you know what? You need to pamper yourself this weekend because I know you've been. She's like, oh, I'm shattered. I said, you're gonna love this. It's gonna relax you. And of course you end up buying the Rescue Renew. So it's creating, like you said, and acting now, rather than waiting for permission from them, because they never. How many people here, put your hands up, have you ever had anyone knock at your front door and say, can I join your Arbonne business? Yeah. How many people have given out a sample and not got the contact details and they've contacted you back? Yeah. And I know I've done that before and I'm kicking myself at the time. I'm thinking, why my early days, I'm like, oh my God, why am I doing this? Because I'm not going to hear from these people. And I never do. So it's like keeping the ball in your court. And like Laura said, finding other solutions around, because, just getting the products in the hands, we know these products are going to sell themselves because they're so good, right? So it's finding a solution. Right. Anybody got anything else?
Can I just ask, I work bank nursing, so I don't always have regular shifts. So last week I missed 3 days because the deputy was off, so I was in her place. This week I've got 4 days of 12-hour shifts, and it's just getting in the way of Arbonne. And it's like last month I did so well because it was kind of planned. I did 2 days, so they were my 2 days off from Arbonne, and I'm just feeling that.
You've got to plan more. You've got to plan better. Because you don't get your
I don't have those shifts to plan. That's the thing. I don't know from week to week. So the next 3 weeks I am at work for 4 or 5 days. So that's quite a long time.
You can plan Arbonne, can't you? Around situations. Can you?
Yeah, because it's like 14-hour days when I'm actually working. So I can't have my phone.
So you want the products out while you're at work, so that's what you need to do. The products need to be working while you're working, so you haven't feel like you've got to do Arbonne be present, work be present. You've got to be working your job and let the Arbonne products be doing this job, so you're working. So then you can follow up once you've finished your job, rather than thinking I've got to do both when I'm off. You just got to make sure that you prioritise that Arbonne products are out while you're at work. It'll make your life a whole lot simpler.
And because I've noticed on Facebook, it's that comparing then. So, yeah, Laura, you're great. But for your things to come up on Facebook, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. So I panic. Would it be rude to mute everybody? Because that sounds really bad. But to stop that comparison. Do you see what I mean?
You can unfollow people. Did you?
I know, but that seems really rude because I always comment.
Yeah, but they don't know that you've unfollowed them. If you want to unfollow people temporarily, you can choose to do that because it can get a bit overwhelming.
Sorry, Sophia.
And Emma, it's that whole thing about, your journey is your journey. So all of us, curiosity didn't kill the cat, comparison did. And I know it's really difficult not to compare, but remember, like Laura has been in the business for 4-5 years now. So this is 5 years of Arbonne products, personal development, turning up on the Zoom calls, going to the training. This is where she is now. But for me, I love the vulnerability of new consultants. I actually love the way that, because you're going to have the biggest transition than I would in a way, or Laura would, because, we've already kind of done this, this is all the work, but for you, and the fact your health, the fact that you are, I love watching the way people grow and change, because you're quite nervous. And then in the next year, 5 years, Emma, you're going to be you will not recognize the Emma of now, but enjoy this Emma of now, because I feel it's sometimes easier just to, don't even need to be, or be apologetic. I was at the beginning, I would say, look, I'm not very good at this, or I've just started, or just bear with me. And people would feel sorry for me. It was like, they'd be like, oh, and they'd want to help me. And they would be like, do you know, I remember doing a party once, and this woman had such a go at me. And I just didn't know what to do. I was like, I was just like, oh God. And everybody defended me. And it was amazing, because people like the underdog, believe it or not. It's when you get to a level of success, people can get jealous about that sometimes. So for me, the early days, it was difficult, and I had different objections to face. But what I face now is completely different. It's almost when I remember hearing Cecilia Stoll saying, somebody says, how much do you earn? If she said, I earn $500,000 a month, they literally couldn't take her serious. They'd be like, you're lying. Like, what are you, what's going, it just is too detached from real people. Does that make sense? And when I go off on my whole spiritual, like, whoa, 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 whoa. I know Danny says, Fiona, you're too way out there for new people in the business. Like, they haven't read the personal development. You've almost got to remember, oh gosh, now I sound like I'm talking cuckoo land, cuckoo.
Just it's like I've waited 43 years for this, so it's kind of, your cuckoo got me. It's not, I don't know, it's kind of finally somebody who understands.
But the thing is many people like you. I was 35 when I found Arbonne. I actually said this to this girl today, she's 23. I'm like, if I was 23 when this business came my way, oh my gosh, but I was 35 too. And then, but I love the fact that you come in where you come in, and you bring so much to other people who will be looking for what you have, and watching your journey and enjoying your journey and seeing the transformation, like literally the butterfly in front of them.
And also, Sarah, about comparing, even at our level, we compare against the big, it's not, it doesn't go away. We're just more aware of it, and we know that it doesn't serve us. So it's just keeping your blinkers on. And like I said, I know it's easy said than done, keeping your blinkers on when you've got so many distractions and so many things that's going on social media. But like I say, as long as you focus on you, like, you're doing amazing what you're doing. I can see that you are. You, like I say, you're going to be a completely new person, transformed from Arbonne, because I am 100%. Should have seen me when I started. I wouldn't talk to anybody. I was so shy. And
she was.
I just need to track the parties now, rather than my balls up last week, which was quite hilarious. I'm like the mock of that party, to be honest, which was quite funny. But let's see. By the end of the year, I'll be better.
Also, I think it's finding your thing, guys, as well, don't you think, Fiona? What works for you? If parties might not work for you, because I don't really do that many, but I do love a party, but my thing's nutrition. And I sometimes beat myself up about, I'm not doing enough parties, but that's just not my thing. Like, it's okay. Like, as long as I know how to do one, if someone wants to do it, that's fine. You know what I mean? So it's just trying to find out what works for you. And that's a thing I've learned.
Yeah, I like the idea of the parties to get as many people as possible in one go. So I'm not kind of, does that make sense? Rather than
You're so right, Laura, because it is finding out what you're good at, what you enjoy doing it. Because remember, if we're in Arbonne for life, guys, you got to have fun at this stuff. You know, I love people. I love socializing. To me, it's, you know, that's, and I'm really good at that. So when we were sat with Michel Brisson, Brisson Rocher, sorry. Oh, anyway, Jean-Michel was there. No, it was Brisson. So the main man, right? And we're talking about the ways we did our business. And you know, Vicky Beckett was saying, and I was saying that this is where I do it. And then obviously Danny is sponsoring 80 people, you know, this year already on Facebook. And I said to the boss, I went, I've not sponsored one person on Facebook ever. And he looked at me and he was like, what? Not one? Not one person? Not one? And I went, no, nil point. I have never. So, and do you know what? Do I think I should? No, not really. I'm fine. I got to where I was without Facebook. So, you know, I think it's a great social media proof of evidence for me that we can show people that this business works, you know. And I know that many, many people do go on Facebook, and like, you know, like Laura and the young ones. But you know what? I'm okay with that. You know, people, you know, it's not my thing. I'm going to go out one-to-ones more and networking more. And
yeah. Sophia wants to say hi. Hi.
Hi, Sophia.
Your biggest fan. Your biggest fans here.
So cute. So more people have joined. I'm just going to say hi because Natalie's joined us. So hi, Natalie. Welcome. Nice to have you. She's brand new.
Hello.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're quite quiet, but.
Oh, okay. I'm just listening to what you guys are talking about, because I joined just a little later. So I understand that you're just talking about like meeting people and having parties. I'm still really nervous about talking to people. I don't know why. I talk to people every day. I'm a trainer, so I shouldn't really have the problem of talking to people. It's, for me, I want to be able to know everything about every product, and I know it's not possible. So I've got to find like my niche, I think. But yeah.
Sometimes it's not. I know you're saying that about having to know everything, but the great thing with Arbonne, you don't need to know everything. Do you feel like you have to know everything so you can show up with conviction, because then you'll have the evidence to talk back to them? Is that why you want to know it?
Yeah. I think I like to know everything, so that if somebody asks me a question, I'll be able to answer it. But
where I'm totally the opposite. I'm like, it's fine, I'll find the answer for you.
Yeah, I think I need to be more like you, Laura. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get back to you on that one. That's what I was like. I'll find it on the source. A fact and a love, that's all I know about the products. Something that, like I say, as long as they can hear my conviction and passion and I've used it. And that's the main thing. As long as you're using the product, you've got a story to share. So maybe you should, it's all right learning about the products, but maybe make sure that you've used them as well, because then you've got that you've got that backup then as well, because then you won't shut up about them once you've used them. Pumpkin.
I was about to say that as well, Natty. I said, whatever product you're using, you can share the features and benefits, how it smells, how it feels. You know, to me, that's the easiest way to share the products, is because it's your, you know, we say that we're the ambassadors. So you're the walking advert of Arbonne, because that's why, you know, they put us in the catalogs, flyers over there. So, you know, you have that, you know how what it's doing to you and how good it is. So, you know, and you're probably a square shape. Having said that, you have to know everything before you do anything. It has to be, you know. But you'll always be learning an Arbonne, and I will say this: as soon as you learn something, they'll change it, and then you'll be like, "Oh God!" And then there's the next, and there's the next. But there's a great quote by Bruce Lee, and it's about a palm tree, and he's on about like the flexibility of a palm tree. Can't remember the quote, but you know, if you're solid, you'll snap. But it's about bending in the direction of the wind that takes you, and kind of being flexible with the business and always learning and growing, because things are changing at a rapid rate, you know, and just, you know, so I think, like you said, find your niche, find something that you.
What's your favourite product, Hannah? What's your favourite product so far?
Who are you asking?
Is it Hannah?
No, Natalie.
Natalie, sorry. I've got so many names in my head.
Oh, sorry, that's
Oh.
all right. I've got quite a few favourite products. I love the primer. The mascara is amazing.
Why is it amazing?
Well, because it just is, isn't it? It just makes your eyelashes really.
There you go. I want one. I want a mascara because I can hear it in your voice.
Look what I found. They rock.
Yeah. Does that help, Natalie?
Yes, yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's like a learner driver, isn't it? We all start learning to drive and we are kangaroo petrol. We're not confident, you know. And I think be honest, just say to people, I've just started. And, you know, I'm new. However, I'm learning, you know, earning and learning and finding out and reading. And I think, like Laura said, there's so much resources for us to tap into. Just, you know, say, I don't know, but I'll get back to you. And just make sure you get back to them.
Yeah, I think I need to adopt it like I am at work, really, because if I don't know anything, I'll just go, oh, it's okay, I'll go and find that out for you. I need to be more how I am at work. I think it's because I'm seeing it as a business and I don't want to fail. That's my thing. The worst thing for me is to fail and not get
fear of failure. Where's mine's what's mine of? Fear of similar kind of thing, is it? I think we all have those objections though, so don't feel like that's normal, because that is totally.
Yeah, mine was fear of not being liked, but kind of screwed that one up. So it doesn't matter as an entrepreneur. you can that's not what it's about. But what it is about is coming from the place of loving you and just knowing that you are enough in you. And, you know, the words I can, you know, sounds a bit Bible bashy, but one of the books I read, I was training on, and it was all about the word I am and what you follow by that. And the only time that God has ever spoken in the Bible was when Moses came across a burning bush, and he said, don't come close, it's sacred ground. And Moses said, well, who are you? And God said, I am that I am. So what that means is whatever you say after the word I am, then that's what you're saying you are. That's internal. That's your light. So if you're saying I'm wonderful, I'm happy, I'm joy, I'm abundance, I'm prosperity, I'm light, then that's what you're turning up as in the world. But if you say I'm tired, I'm alone, I'm unhappy, I'm sad, I am whatever, what are you doing? You're actually, you know, becoming internal, and it becomes very difficult to give and share when you're not coming from that place of just saying, you know, even sometimes you may not feel I am quite like happy, but you still say that because you're going to give yourself more of a chance to regain that power. You know, it's your will is your power. So the I am, people have no idea. And I listen to words and I listen to and people, when they say I am this, and I'm like, oh, Marie Louise knows I'm always saying, don't say that. Oh, no. The word trying, failing with honor, ask my children, you don't say you try, you do or you don't, you know. It's not like you're going to go to pick someone up in the airport at 3 a.m. and you say, I'll try to be there for 3. No. You're there or you're not, you know. It's that kind of watered down word. So if you're saying, I am rubbish and
I've been talking to a girl. She's tried the products, she loves them, but she's very she is very, how can I say, that she doesn't know whether or not she wants to be an independent consultant or a preferred client. And I think it's the word, I did say to her, because I listened to your training from last week, Fiona, from Jamaica, and you said about the opportunity, rather it being an opportunity, use the word option. And I said to her, well, it is an option for you. You can be an independent consultant and do the business if you want. That's an option there. Or you can just be an independent consultant and get that amazing 35% discount. And she said, oh, okay, I'll have to think about it. I was thinking, what is there to think about? It's like an amazing offer. So I did say to her, it's an amazing offer. it's only on until the end of October, so you've only got a limited a few days. Sleep on it, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. This was today that I said that, and she was like, "Oh, okay." So tomorrow, fingers crossed, guys, she'll make up her mind on what she wants to do.
Yeah,
but,
wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that option, Natalie. Well listened, and using that verbiage. And I honestly believe moving forward with Arbonne is that you're writing things down, you're listening, take notes, and take it off the paper and put it into you, and become, we are Laura, me, the people in business like Claire, we're all people who are results of the learning. And it's not just, it's understanding, and it's hard. Don't get me wrong. If you've never done personal development before, oh my God, I got such a sore head. It wasn't even funny. I was like, oh, I don't get this stuff. But, I got over that, a bit like you saying, about feeling like you have to know everything before you do anything kind of thing. So, and internalize it and make it, and then it becomes you, and people kind of like, wow, how do you know so much? Or, like Emma's comparing and going, look at Laura, look at Fiona, but we're just a byproduct of the books you've read. It's like this is who I am through, I suppose, how I know that I can help people, because we don't manage an Arbonne, we lead, which means we inspire and we influence people to lift them up and to show, cast our vision on them. Because it really, I must admit, when people first come to Arbonne, one funny story that the consultant, so when they phone customer services, they know if they've only been in Arbonne for 6 months, because people are rude. They're condescending, because they're like, and then once they've been in the Arbonne vibe, the tribe, for about 6 months plus, then people are a lot more, sort of, okay, just willing to talk and stuff. But it amazes me the amount of people who come into Arbonne with so much stuff like that they've taken on from others and the outside world, and just being beaten down, really like. And obviously, we're in this beautiful bubble and environment and culture, and it's second to none. And that's why I brag more on Natalie now, on our team, than I even do the business and the products. I really do. When people say, I'm like, you need to come to our nation training, or you need to come on a Zoom or get in the group, because you'll be blown away about how much people care for one another, how much we support one another, how much we're there for one another. That to me now more is a hook in, if that makes sense, than anything else that I can offer anyone for Arbonne. And if you don't know enough about the products, talk about the culture.
Okay.
And the way it makes you feel.
I think that's good, because on the first introduction slide of Discover Arbonne, it says passionate culture of independent consultants, and I don't think we actually emphasize enough on that, actually, to be fair, because if we did, a lot of people are looking for friendships, to be a part of something, to get ahead in life. And I think sometimes we do need to stress a little bit more on that, because people are lonely and stuff. So very good point there, Fiona.
Merci beaucoup.
Before you run away, I have just had a moment of clarity, so thank you for talking. My biggest fear is fear of success. So have you got a book to direct me to deal with that?
What, because you're scared of what people will think of you, because you've got
No, I'm scared of being more successful than I've ever been, of how to deal with something I've never had to deal with.
There's a for that you need to be present in the moment and not fear the future. There's a book called Return to Love by Gabrielle, what's her name? Return to Love, that's what it's called. Sarah Dunning recommended that book, because I feared going to Region, because I thought I had to be this bigger successful person to grow, and it just freaked me out. That's why it took me so long to get to Region, I will honestly say that. And it was just fearing to be stepping up and being this person. And I can totally relate to what you're saying, and it's all about just being present in the present moment and not fearing the future and worrying about the past. Just be true and live for the moment, and don't worry about that, because everything
since being with you guys since May, really, because that was the first time I met you, it's the past hasn't got such a hold, but the future is now more scary.
You need to listen to that. It's called Return to Love.
Okay.
Sarah, top income UK Arbonne, she recommended that to me. As soon as I did that, that was it. It sorted me out completely because I felt more connected and just at peace with myself that I didn't need to worry. Like, it's fine.
Okay.
Even Arthur said that, didn't he? At the VP retreats, like, I don't even, if there'll be people in the room who were scared to go nation because you have to be this bigger person, and right away he's like, babe, it's no different, it's exactly the same. Like, don't, it's just the title that you're just getting wrapped up about. Like, just forget that and just concentrate on growing you, being a better person of you, growing your business, helping people around you. Like, it's just not, I know we all want to thrive for the top, the level. We all do, don't get me wrong, we all do, but sometimes it's just, like I say, just be present in the moment time. For me, my personal experience. Fiona?
I love that. Laura, who's the author of that?
Marilyn Williams, is it? Marilyn.
Okay.
Return to Love.
Have you read the book You're a Badass by Jen Sincera?
Oh, I love that book.
Because that was the first book that I borrowed from Fiona, and I've recommended it to so many people. It was a really good like an introduction to sort of personal growth, but it might be quite a good one for you, Emma, if you've not read it, just because it talks about her own issues and like lack of success, and realizing that she wanted the success and that it was herself holding herself back.
I know it's me, so yeah, maybe that's the book for me.
But I found that really helpful in so many different ways. I'm going to buy it myself on paperback, because it's definitely one to reread, because it seems to be like when you read different books, like, again, you get different things out of it. So I've just signed up for I've been in with Arbonne for 2 years now, so it'll be interesting for me to reread that book, because that had such a massive impact on me.
I've just posted it in the group on the
Thank you.
Messenger.
Thank you.
Marianne Williams is.
Marianne Williams. Oh yes, of course we should know that. Marianne, she
She's honestly, it just made me be more present with me and not fearing the future, not thinking about the past and thinking it was going to go wrong, or being there and blah, 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 just all this stupid stuff that goes in your head. Just be present in the moment. There's nothing to be scared of. You're still going to be alive. And
so true. And The Power Is Now, Eckhart Tolle. That's a great one, because it just talks about being present, and the only thing you can control is now. Not the future, not the past. That's done, that's dusted, but it's just here and now. And that's why, he was actually the #1 spiritual man at one time in the world. And the meditation, if you're not meditating, then
still having tricky with that.
So important. And I know for me, I didn't meditate before, but when I went nation, from region to nation, I start bringing meditation into my life. And I do it 15 minutes a day, no matter what. That's one thing I will not miss out, because, when you're dealing with, when first of all it's you, I get that. But then I remember when Marie-Louise O'Neill, when she went district, I was like, okay, you're a district. That means you're going to start growing a team. Are you ready? It's not just about you now. And it's that whole thing about going, oh gosh, okay, so can I now do it for others? Of course you can, and actually it's about taking that light off you and focusing on, you don't focus on your insecurities and inadequacies, because we've all got a bundle of them, but turn it onto other people and help them. And all of a sudden you forget about you, and then people say, oh, thank you, and you're this, and you think, God, really? Like, and yeah, because you were there for them and you listened to them and you help them, and when you help others, you help yourself. So maybe, Emma, it's about changing that, taking that ownership away on who you think you are or aren't, and share and helping more people you help, the more you lift yourself up, because when you teach, you learn. When you learn, you teach. And they say the student never arrives. You know, the teacher arrives when the student's ready, and the student will arrive when the teacher's ready. And that's truly what happens with people in your business. So you might find, for me, when I first started Arbonne, 3 years now, none of the people who joined me the first 3 years are with me here today. And that's not because I fell out with anyone. It's because my vibration raised. And I started to attract more people similar to me, or more people that I could help who wanted to have, you know, who were on their way, the right people. The universe were bringing me the right people, the right opportunities. And people were, you know, the vibration who were lower were falling down. And that was their choice not to read, not to meditate, not to help others.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, I've got to go. I need a wee. My office has got a garden. I have to run out now in the house and not fall over in the frost. And so I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you enjoyed it, everybody. It was something a bit different, but I know we listened to a lot of trainings, and I just wanted people's voices to be heard. And if you like this and we want us to do it again, we absolutely can. So, because sometimes I'm just guessing what you guys want, but if you tell me, it'd be a lot easier. And, cool. Lots of love, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.